This morning I was telling you about this new awareness, prajna. Nya means the knowledge and pra means the awakened knowledge, which comes out of meditation, sustenance of meditation, and then the samadhi is the effect of that. It's a kind of a fruit ripening. When this ripens, then you get the taste, the sweetness of character. And then you start seeing around how the nature, the divine, is sweetly playing with you. This state must be achieved. For every Sahajogi, it is important that they must achieve this state. Because unless and until you have minimum achieved this stage, you will be still in a dangerous zone, which, as I told you, upsets me very much. So everybody must decide to reach a state where you every day see the blessings of God manifesting. That means you have entered into the kingdom of God. This is the kingdom of God, in which we are looked after, protected, guided, and properly taken to the place of heavenly bliss. Through material manifestation, through mental manifestation, through financial manifestation, through relationship manifestation, through so many things. And also the natural manifestation by which you see the sun, the moon, the stars, the heavens, and all the 5 elements help you. This state all of you must achieve. All of you, again the word is all of you should achieve. And then only the higher ascent works out. Now, how to achieve this state? This is a common question. Now, the first thing, as I told you today, that you are extremely fortunate people compared to all the seekers of the world who have been, who will be, and who are. Because so many things are which were used by seekers to overcome, you don't have to overcome. For example, they used to meditate, say, on some name of God. And the attention would go on, say, repeating the name of praying to that God or thinking about that God and all that. But the whole thing would be mechanical. And always they would jump into some sort of a low type of a siddhi, so called, means they get possessed. Those people who start taking the name, say, of Rama, you have seen so many of them. They start jumping and they start behaving in a funny manner. So the attention, instead of becoming concentrated, would become extremely disturbed, very disturbed. And a funny attention, wobbly type. And when they became wobbly, and a kind of a left-sidedness came into them, they would go on enjoying it, just like a drunkard enjoys. Then such people would weep, cry, enjoy their crying, trouble others by their crying, and they would not have power to overcome that. So much they would be possessed. Then another kind, who, let's say, ambitious people, like we have many scientists and this kind of people, ambitious people, they would get auto-hypnotized, thinking no end of themselves, behaving in the most stupid manner. And also they would get possessed. And you can see people like Hitler and all sorts. So many of these people today who are ruling the world, supposed to be in democracy or say communism or anyway, most of them are actually the despots. And that's why the chaos today. And a theme like nationalistic spirit or something like that, they would develop. And try to take the advantage of people's right-sidedness and involve them into wars and all sorts of destructive things. This kind of attention is possible for people who think they are very great, say Hindus, Christians, mostly they are warring people. Muslims, nowadays the Muslims are all warring, imagine, among themselves. That's the best part of it. The Christians are all warring among themselves. The Hindus are all warring among themselves. Like there are only two nations where there is Hindu majority, so-called. One is Nepal and one is India. And all the time they are quarreling. There's not one day passes without hearing some news of some sort of a quarrel. Because Hindus won't use the swords, but a very cold-blooded quarrel is on. So this is the situation. In the name of God, again I say, because they started on a very different level and their attention goes left or right and they develop those siddhis. So what have we to do? First of all, by God's grace, as I told you, you all are realized people, so your ascent is made in the center, which is a very, very difficult thing. Absolutely difficult, no doubt. But you should learn to keep in the center. But how to keep the attention in the center is the problem for many people who are still not above themselves. Now when you meditate, try to meditate in a sustained way. First of all, sustain it. Then you find that you are getting into the state of samadhi, means at a state where you start feeling the joy and the bliss of God's blessings. And then you start saying, oh God, what a blessing, what a blessing, and what a blessing. Once you have reached that state, Then you have to realize, who am I? Who are you? What are you? You are the spirit. After establishing your sustained attention on the spirit, you will develop a state where you will be in a complete state of witnessing with joy. Now those, say, who are here can judge themselves very simply in a way. Those who tried to have the best rooms, they must have booked 10 days ahead of time, they must have done this, that to get a good room. Those who want to have the best food or the best time, try to have position in the mind. Face yourself honestly. Sahaja Yoga is an honest endeavor. The best privacy for themselves. You all should face yourself. Then the husband-wife, they want the privacy to themselves. This is not the time for husband-wife to be together. Or for you to talk loudly and move about and have fun. No, this is meditative time you have come. It's very short time according to me, because people spend thousands of days to establish their meditative mood. But in this speedy life, you have to have intensity to establish. So get into meditative mood. Some people feel that they have come for a proper holiday making and there's no sea here, so how will they have a swim sort of temperament. Those who are not so badly off would be asking for more comfort. I couldn't get food, I should have this, the best to be given to my child, or to my husband, or to my wife, mine. It doesn't matter, for one day, a night, you sleep, boys together and ladies together. If there are children, all right. But there's no need for husband and wife to sleep together in this time when you are meditating or in one room at all. You have come for a very special purpose here. You are paid for it. So be meditative. What I find, everybody was talking loudly. I didn't find them in that meditative mood. Everybody was thinking they are enjoying here, very much nice, good. You see. All these ideas are old ideas. The silence must be established within and without. I must say for this, of course Indians they know all that, so I would not say India's qualities, but Australia. Australia, I stayed there in all these ashrams. At Sydney we had 50 to 60 people living there every day. I never heard a voice or even the movement of the foot till I was there, when I was there. And I was not there for a day or so, I was there for about 10-15 days. Not even the movement and the children crying, nothing. I never heard a sound. This was one of the ways you can control your attention. That in my presence, what do you speak? What do you say? You must know the protocol part of it. Whom are you talking? You can't make fun. You can't joke. I can joke. You can sometimes smile, all right, or laugh sometimes. But it has to be done with a weight. Whom are you talking to? The reason is, I'm talking to you all this because it's only all this report all this behavior is going to help you. I am not going to be helped. I am not going to be saved. I am not going to get my realization. It is you who have to gain something out of me. So try to settle your attention with that. I've seen people who stay with me sometimes. Sometimes I deliberately call them to see what the problem is. Some of them who stay with me, I find, become subtler and subtler and subtler and deeper. And some of them start taking advantage, taking liberties, then taking a kind of a course of life which is so mundane and so stupid that I can't understand. So this awareness should be within your heart, that the time is very important. You have come here at a very, very important time. And that when you are with me is the most important time of that important time. Historically, this is the most important. And take full advantage in the real sense of the word. Some people think if they can get some money out of me, then it's a big advantage. All right, you can take it. Some people think if they can take some of my time, they are at a great advantage. All right, you can have it. Or some people think if they can take advantage of me, sort of feeling ego pampered or something, I'm a great lord and some sort of a thing, All right. But those who are wise take the best advantage. The best advantage is the growth within. So the first awareness has to be that you are such lucky people that before you stand someone who has the control over all the centers, over all the powers, or say who is all powerful. So must understand first of all our role in Sahaja Yoga, that we have to establish our self-esteem and we have to respect ourselves and we have to respect others. Because you are all saints and saints have to respect each other. I've been talking all the time. So you have to respect the saints, that you are a saint and another one is a saint. I always give the example of Namadeva. Namadeva was a tailor, the great poet and a great saint. And he went to see another one whose name was Gora Kumbhar, who was a potter. And when he went to see him, Gora Kumbhar was busy kneading the clay to make the pots. See, just with his feet he was kneading the clay. He looked at him. When he looked at him, he just stood thoughtless. And then the words he said, so beautiful. He said, I have come to see the Nirakara, the Nirguna, the formless, means the vibration. I came to see the vibrations, but here it is in the form standing. What an appreciation! What an adoration from one saint to another who had never seen another person. That I see the whole of this Nirakara, the Nirguna, is in the form of you. Just think of it. And that is what we have to be. But if we cannot trust other Sahajogis, we cannot love each other, we cannot understand each other, that means we are something lower than others. Some people have a habit of criticizing all the time. This is not all right. They don't see that there's something wrong with them within themselves, that they are criticizing others. So there's no chance for criticizing in Sahaja Yoga. First thing is that you should see yourself what you are and where you stand, and how you are going to help yourself first of all. Then you can help others. But there is no need at all to put a critical eye on others, because then you become good for nothing. You learn all the bad things, you see all the bad things in other people, and what do you develop is a non-collective personality, which is such a headache to us, and ultimately you have to go out of surgery. As I said, there are two forces that are working in surgery. The first one is the one by which you are attracted. It's called as the centripetal force by which you are attracted. And the another force is called as the centrifugal force. Supposing you have a stone attached to a string, you move it with a speed, you see. So you can keep it moving like that. But as soon as you release it a little bit, it can go at a tangent. In the same way, there are two forces by which when we are attracted towards Sahaja Yoga, we keep one with it. We become part and parcel of the whole. Another one is by which we go out. Now I find that going out has become a very strong force, and I get quite worried about it. Not only that you go out, but you go out with very great problems.